Hi guys, Mindstone here, and today I will be showing you how to build Warlock decks. So I'm going to be building two Warlock decks for you guys today. First of all, a Warlock, and I'm going to be building a renolock just after that. First of all, the idea about Sue is that you play a lot of small creatures, which will then seize the board and win the game from that point. So it's quite aggressive, and it relies a lot on the hero power for getting more cards. We're gonna have flame imps, which is gonna start in turn 1. Our flame imps because these are strong minions, and well, they're just going to be fighting very well for the board because of the large stat pool you get for the low mana. Possessed Villager is very sticky, so he synergizes well with power overwhelming, which we're also going to have because it helps us finish the game and well make minions such as Possessed Villager kill larger minions such as Clockwork Knight. Then we're going to have White Walkers as well, and that's going to be that. Well, then we're going to have Abuse Sergeant, because it kind of gives the same option to it as Power Rolling does. And then we're going to have Agent Squires, and then we're happy about the 1-drops. The White Walkers, because they're quite resilient, they have Taunt, and the Agent Squires have the same reasons as Possessed Villager. Then we're going to have Dark Peddlers, because we like 1-drops. There's a lot of good 1-drops in Warlock that can be used aggressively, so we're going to have those. We are going to have Direwolves, because those allow us to make our smaller minions attack larger minions, such as, well, let's just say Peddler. You can maybe make a Possessed Villager kill a Dark Peddler if you have it on the board, so that's quite good. And we want Knife Joke. We play a lot of small stuff, and we're going to have a lot of knives, and that's quite impactful. Turn 3, we're going to put in Imp Gang Bosses, because he's resilient and they summon more minions, we like that. And we're going to have Dark Strike out because he synergizes as well with all the summons we make. So we like that as well. We don't have any neutral 3-drops we want anyway, so that's just it. Then we're going to have double defensive Argus and double Dark Iron Dwarf, because these are just fairly strong minions and they buff our other minions. And we're expecting to have a board at all times really, because we play so many minions. So these will most likely have some sort of effect. Then on turn 5 we're going to just play Doom Guards. Very important note about Doom Guards, you do not want to have both in your hand at once. So if you have one in your hand, you're looking to empty your hand and play this guard as the last card, because then he's not going to discard anything. But if you get both in your hand at once, then you can try to discard 2 cards and hope that they don't discard each other, or you can just make sure that the Doom Gods are the 2 last cards in your hand, and then the one is going to discard the other one, but nothing else. But I'm going to be playing 2 of them because they just have a great stat line for the mana, and they have charge, so they're damage to the face. Yeah. Okay, let's just see. What are we looking for? So we'll just be looking through the neutral 3-drops anyway, because I didn't really look there. It doesn't look like there's anything we want. Not really, at least. But we definitely do want Forbidden Ritual, because it allows us to fill up the board once more, which is fairly useful actually, because it synergizes well with the Councilman and the Juggler. But I would say that we might not want another one of them, because they are quite mana intensive, because they require all your mana to play them. So instead we're going to go and grab a Crazed Alchemist, because this will just deal with Doomsayer very well. Because there's a lot of Doomsayer at the moment, and if this guy is hit by Crazed Alchemist, swap the attack and health of a minion, he will just die instantly, because he will have 0 health, which equals he's dead. If you do not like Crazed Alchemist, you can pick up a 6-1 boost, because it's a lot of weapons as well, and it's going to help you quite a lot against Shaman and Warrior. And Paladin for that matter. Yeah, but that's the other option you have. But, well, this is how the Sue deck is going to look. There's a lot of replaceable cards, such as Dark Iron Dwarf. You could replace that with Warlock the Impaler, I would actually recommend that. And you could replace, if you don't like the tech card, you could replace it with a Soulfire. And if you don't like double Dark Strike Councilman, you can probably just find something else for that. It doesn't even have to be a 3-drop, but it could. It could be Argent Horse Rider. It could be Harvester Golem. There we have it. So you have different options really. If you don't like the Doom Gods, you can go with Leroy Junkins. Let's see if we have him. Here we have him. But you can't really play him before you have to end the game. So yeah. But this is the way I like the Sue. Then let's get on to the renolock. So we're going to be just building a very standard renolock. There's a lot of well, archetypes of renolock kind of. So you can build Nasoth renolock, Combo renolock, or Cthulhu renolock. But this is just going to be an ordinary one. So no funny things or anything in it. So Mortal Coil, that's just a really good 1-mana card. It'll kill something small. That's kind of nice. Then we want Peddler, because Peddler is going to kill stuff for people. I know we don't even want 1-drop. We're gonna just look through the 2-drops now. So we want Acidic Swarm Boost because that will help us against stuff like Shaman, which does a lot of damage with their weapon. We are going to want Doomsayer because that's going to help us clear the board out of the game. If you guys don't have this card because it's an epic and it's quite expensive to make, you're just going to be going with something like a Flame Juggler or, well, pretty much anything that you find on turn 2, so that can help you keep the control. Bone God Lieutenant is going to do well. If everything else is, well, if you don't have anything almost, then you can actually go with Bloodfin Raptor, but this is pretty bad, so I wouldn't recommend that. But really, you're just looking for a strong 2-drop that's going to try to get you in favor. Well, it's going to make you sit in a favorable position on the board. And Doomsayer is very good at that because it's going to kill everything, and then turn 3, there's nothing on the board. You can just play a 3-drop. But on turn 3, we're going to have Imp Boss. It's a perfect 3-drop for playing after the Doomsayer. It's going to kill a lot of small things, and it's just really annoying for your opponent to deal with. We're going to have Demon Wrath to try to clear the board. That's very good. And then we're going to have Shadow Bolt, because that will kill something. We're going to have Brand Bronzebeard, because then we'll have more Battle Cries, and that's quite nice with stuff like Dark Peddler and Earthquake Fascia, which we're going to be running as well, because it's good healing for our health. And we're going to be running Mind Control Tech to deal with those decks which play a lot of minions. And we're going to go to turn 4, where we're going to be running it with Hellfire and Shadowflame to try to clear the board. And we're going to be running with Defender of Argus to try to defend our health. It is quite defensive, as you guys might have noticed with Doomsayer and a lot of board clears. I'm going to be running with the Elite Starseeker to try to get that late game going. It's quite good when you have cards like Doomsayer, which is absolutely useless in some matchups, like Control Warrior. And then you just get a legendary out of them when you play the Elite Starseeker. So that's going to be fairly good. Then we're going to go with Refreshment Vendor, Spellbreaker, Sentient Shieldmaster, and Twilight Drake. All because they're fairly solid 4-drops. Refreshment and Sentient Shieldmaster because they will protect your health. And then Spellbreaker because it will deal with annoying minions that has to be silenced. And Twilight Drake just because it usually gains a lot of health because of the effect. Turn 5, we're just going to be going with nothing like that, and I would recommend Call the Apothecary because that will heal you if you have it. You should, really. It's a common. Then Stampeding Kodo is fairly strong. And I like playing Face Manipulator as well. I think it's just a very solid minion. But you don't have to play if you don't like it. Then turn 6, we're going to have a Siphon Soul. And we're just going to look through. Emperor Thorson is really good. Reno Jackson is mandatory because it's a Reno deck, and you're really relying upon that healing to stay alive. Then Sylvanas Windrunner is just fairly strong because it's Sylvanas Windrunner, and she has a great synergy with cards like Shadow Flame, and she is really just good. So if you have it, go for it. I'm going to be putting in Twisting Nether because that will help us clear the board against some annoying large boards that the other board players usually wouldn't be able to kill. Then we're going to have Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, in there. Because he just kills stuff, I guess. We're gonna have Alexstrasza to try to heal ourselves or be aggressive onto our opponent, whatever we might desire. We're gonna have Mountain Giant because that will usually cost 4 or 5 or something, and you'll just play it for that. And then we're looking for something as the last card, and I like Harrison Jones there, because he will deal with weapons for me, and that will be fairly nice. So this is how Reno deck looks. You're gonna have these very anti-aggro, well, the heavy anti-aggro tools at the start of the game, where you then later you start turning up the pressure with Mountain Giant, Alexstrasza, Ragnaros, Sylvanas, Thaurissan, Harrison, Faceless Manipulator, Twilight Drake, all these big fat cards. And if the game goes really long, you can use Elite Star Seeker to get legendaries. I would recommend playing Lord Jiraxis in the deck as well. Maybe instead of Alexstrasza, but it is more an aggressive anti-control option, while Alexstrasza is a bit better against aggro decks, because what it really does is Alexstrasza sets your current health to 15, or your opponent's, where Jiraxis sets your maximum health to 15. That means Reno Jackson will only heal you for 15 if you play this guy, where he'll heal you for 30 if you play Alexstrasza. So it's a bit easier recovering if Reno Jackson is not the first thing you do, but the last thing you do. Then you can still go to 30 here. And because you have the Elite Star Seeker, you might not need that much late game, which is what Jiraxis usually offers. But I would just note that Jiraxis is amazingly strong if Priest is on the meta. Because he just, well, is somehow really strong against Priest. Because that hero power is just too much for them to deal with. He does quite well against Warrior as well, but they have a bit more burst, so you're going to be afraid of those. That's going to be the renolock. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the decks and that you might try them yourself. But have a nice day, and I'll see you in my next